Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for this month's Choose Your Own Adventure crystal reading. I'm Erin Lee, and you can find the rest of my readings on my website, VancouverIslandPsychic.com. So this is the Choose Your Own Crystal Adventure reading for the month of December. I've really enjoyed doing the Choose Your Own Adventure crystal readings for you guys, but I'm only able to do it once a month. So this is the reading that you can come back to at any time throughout the month of December and know that this is going to be an accurate reading and message for you. So the way the Choose Your Own Crystal Adventure reading works is you can ask as many questions as you want, and all you have to do is choose a crystal to represent the meaning of, the answer to your question. So we have a variety of crystals to choose from, and in a moment I'll ask you to pause the recorder so that you can choose the crystals that are best for you, but we'll go through them. So we have Optical Calcite, Lava, Apatite, Azurite, Amethyst, Citrine, Black Tourmaline, Moonstone, and Aquamarine. So again, that's Optical Calcite, Lava, Apatite, Azurite, Amethyst, Citrine, Black Tourmaline, Moonstone, and Aquamarine. So if you'd like, feel free to take a moment to pause the recorder and to think about the questions that you have and to choose an appropriate crystal for each of your questions. I'm just going to move these crystals out of the way and try to remember the order that I've given them to you. So the first set of crystals, we're going to use the Doreen Virtue's Magical Messages from Your Mermaids and Dolphins Oracle card deck. So the first crystal choice that we have is Optical Calcite. So the message that's coming up around Optical Calcite is to consult an expert. More information is needed. Contact someone with the expertise in this area. So one of the messages that's coming through is it feels like there's not an awful lot of clarity that's happening for you within this current situation, and that there's not a lot of decision and action that you can take until you have clarity. So it's really important that you are looking for help outside of yourself. And now this can involve somebody who is physically here. This could be a friend or a family member who maybe knows more about this situation than you do. It could be somebody who does this on a professional level, but also the angels are coming up and saying that they're more than happy to help you out and to bring information to you. It feels like this is actually a very active card, that you're being encouraged to start taking action, but not to be making final decisions. So you're still in a place where you're gathering information. The other message that's coming up as well is that clarity is going to be coming to you. The Optical Calcite card really, crystal, really has a lot to do with seeing things clearly, with being in a place of being both grounded and connected to spirit, and being able to see things very clearly from that place. So know that clarity is coming, but now is not the time to be making any major decisions around this situation. All right. For the lava questions, the message that's coming up is accept heaven's help. You've prayed for help, so get out of the way and let heaven help you. One of the messages that's really coming up around this is that it's important to be asking for help and being open to receiving help as well. You know, often we'll be in a place where we're asking, we're saying, please help me with this, and then help comes and pride steps in the way and says, oh no, I can do that, it's okay, thank you very much. So when help presents itself, both in random things happening to you or somebody saying, can I help you with that, say, wow, that would be lovely, thank you, I appreciate your help, rather than saying, oh no, I can do it on my own. So within this situation, the other message that's coming through is not only accepting heaven's help, but knowing that you are being helped with the situation. And so please know that you aren't alone in dealing with whatever you're dealing with around this, and that it's a very important time that you're accepting help. All right, and for the people who chose Apatite, The message that's coming up is staying optimistic. Your dreams are coming true. Don't quit right before the miracle occurs. And I love this message partly because apatite is actually a stone of manifestation, and often when we're doing manifestation work, if we aren't seeing the results happening right away, then we start to lose faith and we start to lose hope. And so the message around this card is saying, no, it's coming, it's happening. You've been doing the work that you need to be doing, and just it's important that you're keeping a positive outlook around the results that are coming, in order to keep the energy high and keep the energy flowing. The other thing that's happening is that it feels like this is a situation in which things will start to happen very quickly. So even if it seems that things are stagnant around the situation and things aren't happening, know that very quickly it will switch and turn. And so it's really, really important that you keep your expectations high around positive results within this situation. And a little manifestation never hurt anybody. Okay, for our next crystals, we have azurite, amethyst, and citrine, and we're going to be using Doreen Virtue's Messages from Your Angels Oracle card deck for this one. So we'll give them a quick shuffle, and the message for azurite is Azure. Oh, that's so appropriate. I love how that happens. Your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith and don't try to force it to happen. So the message that's really coming up around this one, for anybody who's chosen azurite, is that things are happening, they're coming together. It's really important that you're staying optimistic. The other thing that's coming up around this card is if this is a situation that is in its beginning stages, it's important not to be sharing your excitement about this with people who will not help and encourage and support you in that excitement. So what I mean by that is sometimes you will have a fabulous idea and it grows and it creates and it expands in your mind, and you are really excited about it and you want to share that excitement with somebody else, but you tell somebody about it and they don't share your excitement. They haven't been part of that creation process with you. And so rather than supporting you and encouraging your excitement within this, they're seeing all of the problems and it starts to eat away at it. So know that this situation feels like it's in a lot of beginning stages, and that it's really important that you're not diluting the excitement of it by sharing it with people who aren't going to support you. All right, looking at amethyst. Wow, guys, we've got lots of really fabulous things happening here. Amethyst is Mystique, and he says, keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. So know that whatever it is that you're doing within this situation, it's important for you to continue doing it because things are starting to look up. Things are very positive in what's happening, and it's important to keep pushing through, to keep charging forward. The other thing that's coming up around this is to be open to solutions that are outside of what you're expecting. So don't get caught up in a specific way that a problem is to be solved. For example, say that I need to make a car payment and I don't have the money in my bank account, rather than saying I'm going to win the lottery and that's the only way that I could possibly pay for my car payment. And instead it could be that somebody gives me $100 just randomly and that allows me to make my car payment. So don't get caught up and focused on how something needs to be solved or that the solution needs to be in a certain way, because what it feels like is the solution that you're seeing is the answer to being being the answer to your problem is very linear, when in fact the solution that is appearing is going to open up a whole pile of opportunities and is going to ripple effect out. So please don't limit your outcome. For people who have chosen citrine, the message that's coming up around this card has to do with children and family. So know that everybody who is involved within this situation is safe and taken care of. This is a very nurturing card and a very clearing card, and it's one that's providing a lot of support and compassion. So know that everybody within this situation is supported, and it feels like it's also really important to be acting with a feeling of integrity compassion, and calm. This isn't so much a situation where it's time to be pushing forward and moving forward, but it's moving forward in a very gentle way. So if you find that in order to create solutions, you're really having to push or force things, that is not the energy that is appropriate for this situation. The other message that's coming up, particularly around citrine as being the crystal that has been chosen, is that citrine is a very clearing card. So at any time when there is feeling the need to push or force, know that there's something that needs to be cleared on an energetic level, and surround that with support and nurturing. All right, for our next set of cards, we have Black Tourmaline, Moonstone, and Aquamarine. And we're going to be using Doreen Virtue's Archangel Oracle card deck for these cards. So we'll just give them a quick shuffle, and we're going to ask our angels what messages they have for us for Black Tourmaline. And the message that's coming up around Black Tourmaline is gentleness. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. So with this situation, it's really important that you're treating it with kid gloves. It's not one to be pushing forward. It feels like things are moving at a very slow pace, and it's important to be really patient with this situation, and also to be patient and gentle with the people who are involved. So that could be you, that could be other people who are involved on the other end, but gentleness, and compassion are really being called for within this situation now. Any attempts to push or force things will set things back even further and are going to gum things up even more. So take a breath. If this is a situation that is consuming a lot of your time and a lot of your energy, the message around this is to take a step back and not put as much into it, because it's really a time to be compassionate with yourself and others, and that means taking time out and time away. For the people who have chosen Moonstone, remember who you are. Archangel Michael is coming in, and he says you are a powerful, loving, and creative child, and a child of God. You are very loved. And so the message that's coming up around this card for the people who have chosen Moonstone is it's really important to go back to the basics, go back to your basic ideals, your values, and make your decisions and choices around coming back into that place. It feels like you are in a place where you have overextended yourself in some way, and you've gotten away from the true purpose of why you're in this situation, or where this has come from. And it's really important to be getting back into the basics. It also feels like the situation is going to be, you're going to be pulling back and taking off in a slightly different direction. This card feels like there's a lot of reevaluation that's coming up as well. And we're working with Moonstone, which is a very, very powerful feminine card. So it's really talking about coming back into that divine feminine. And so even if you're a man, we all have an aspect of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So it's really a time to be coming back in and being powerful, but in a passive way as opposed to a very aggressive or assertive way. And so really touching in into that goddess energy. And at any point where you're having a difficult time with this situation, ask Archangel Michael for help. Ask him to clear things on an energetic level so that you can move forward. And for the Aquamarine questions, the card that's coming up is sensitivity. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Oops, probably shouldn't cover her up. So the message that's coming up around that is to really be paying attention to your gut instincts, your feelings, your emotions within the situation, because your intuition is very correct in this. The other thing that's coming up is that it feels like the information may be coming through on a very subtle level. So it's important that you're really paying attention and taking time out for yourself so that you aren't in a place where you're pushing forward, pushing ahead to the point where you're not able to recognize what's happening to you and around you. It also feels like if this is a situation where there are other people who are involved and directly connected, that it's important to pay attention to the cues that they're giving you as well. It feels like things are not completely comfortable within this situation, and it's important to make adjustments adjustments. It doesn't feel like this is the end of this situation that you're dealing with, more that there are adjustments that are going to be made to make it more comfortable for everybody involved so that you're all able to move forward in a very loving, compassionate, and healthy way. I'd like to thank you so much for joining me for this month's Choose Your Own Adventure crystal reading. I'm Erin Lee, and you can find the rest of my readings on my website, VancouverIslandPsychic.com, and I hope you have a very happy and prosperous December.